hear us? I'm glad that I kept you. Guys, I saved you from having to hear Chris burp disgustingly into his mic.
This is an attack.
No, it's not. It's just a fact.
On my... you.
What do you mean, me?
Like
What?
you're any better.
Mine is because of an illness.
I'm aware. I'm mentally ill. That accounts for something.
No, it doesn't. Not when it comes to burping. It can account for other things like sleep or lack thereof or other things, but not burping. Unless you got
when I die.
You'll die if you don't sleep.
We all feel personally called out in that episode of Clone High.
Very much so. But hello everyone. Hello.
Hi.
I hope everyone's...
Magical Dude says, Key, we're fine with burps. We've known your boyfriend for years.
Look, just because you're fine with it doesn't mean I am. I'm not fine with it, and I've lived with my boyfriend for years.
Momo says, Chris can't hold the burp of the devil.
But yes, hello everyone. Welcome to Traditional Tuesday, a scheduled traditional stream. We're working on, this was a thing that I started with Anthro Expo this year in January, which is hand-painted sketchbook covers. So this is one of the commissions I got at Anthro Expo that I'm working on. And basically, you can pick a color sketchbook you want. I have another one that's on the docket over here that's like a light blue. And you give me whatever you want me to draw on it. Could be your persona, could be your pony, yourself, your favorite character, your dog, as this person commissioned. And, yeah, I hand paint it for you, and you get it all mailed and nice and all that. And I actually have these open for commission. So if you go in the description of the stream, you can actually see the commission thing. I have 10 slots available for these sketchbooks that I will ship to you. Or if you're going to BabsCon, I will waive the shipping fee and just bring them to the con for you.
Oh look, there's Tia going hands. But
yeah, so we're working on this character who is a goat boy, and so yeah, we're just gonna vibe.
That's a goat.
Yeah, and he has like purple arms and stuff. So we're just gonna vibe today and yeah, try to get some progress done on this.
Save an additional $200 in your energy bill.
Meh.
Guarantee you, Tia heard that.
$300.
What?
That sign says $300. Freaking muffin throws the sign.
oh yes. The sign says $300.
Sorry.
Yeah.
that episode.
Can we talk about how the fuck what elderly lady is just carrying around nearly $1,500 in cash?
A rich one. Look,
where
I'm assuming that old lady doesn't have grandkids or children because she's such a
miserable
old granny.
Listen,
so she probably has a lot of that single person one income money.
No. Listen, Key, you're not okay. You didn't see a husband with her, so there's only one option: life insurance.
Oh, oh my God, that's actually a good point.
Hello, Jay.
Hi, Jay.
I love it when I'm making points.
Ask Chrissy from Matthew thoughts on the Mario movie Mario plumbing commercial.
I love it. I watched that over and over when it came out. That is.
I love that.
I am so happy that they are acknowledging the Super Show's existence.
I'm happy to.
No doubt.
I'm happy and also really surprised they acknowledged the fucking OVA.
Oh yeah.
there are some serious fans working on that film.
I mean, like, the creator of
They're
Dick
going for the deep
Figures is
cuts.
doing it. Of course they have nerds working on it.
Isn't there like a rumor that apparently the voice of the lady is the voice of Peach from the Super Show?
That's what
Yes.
everybody wants to think.
I mean, I can hear it. Like, I can hear it. But it could also be the compression of the audio for that trailer because they've made it sound like an old TV ad that it tricks your mind into thinking it sounds like it. Because one of my mutuals did bring up, it also sounds like the voice who did the Toad in the original trailer who was like, "We're adorable!" So unless that actress is doing multiple cameos, I don't know.
To me, it just sounds like standard woman.
Yeah, we're only gonna find out when, like, the BTVA or if that commercial is in the movie, you know?
Well, to add levity to the rumor, Gianni Elias, I believe is her name. She still works as recently as Green Eggs and Ham.
Yeah, so it's entirely possible.
Extremely. Her Twitter account is not active. She hasn't posted since 2020. But let's see, what else does she have? I will solve this mystery. If I can find Dan Lorget, I can figure out if this woman did that one voice. She can't be under NDA. It's out. Like,
some
she
investigative
could just say
work.
it's her.
But yeah, we're just going through these with Poscas, and then I do shading with actual paint. This character has not a lot of colors. They're a lot at once.
Oh, apparently she has a reoccurring role on Solar Opposites.
As who?
Sister Sasha. Oh yeah, that's in the Wall story.
Oh, the nun.
Yeah, the nun. The Wall. Which just should have been the whole show.
So Princess Toadstool is in Solar Opposites. That's cool.
Which, by this logic, because she's a Canadian actress, she either moved to the United States, because she's got a lot of U.S. productions under her belt. Clarence, Green Eggs and Ham, Mass Effect. Like, these are not things produced in Canada.
She probably has dual citizenship.
Possibly.
The amount of voice actors that have dual citizenship for Canada and the US is staggering. So it's not impossible.
Absolutely isn't. I just need to know where the rumor came from. Like, did someone just start saying it?
Someone on Twitter just said it.
Yeah, and then it really blew up when Crazy Ass Mario Moments also tweeted it out. But there was like no official thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which, the thing that makes me question it is that I feel like they would have, like, I don't know, call me ignorant, I feel like the studio itself would have capitalized on saying, like, hey, this actress, the blast from the past, this actress cameoed in this commercial.
That would have gotten you some serious brownie points on Twitter.
Oh, God.
You okay there, bud?
It would be pretty. It would be
remains to
cool
be seen.
though if it would be cool though if some minor characters in the movie were actually voiced by some of the surviving Super Show cast. Which that's depressing to say.
I mean, the show is from like 30 some years ago, and they were grown adults when they did the show, so it's just reality.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, but that's
Yeah, three. I think that's the reason people would believe that it's Jeannie or whatever the fuck, because
Janie.
she's one of the only surviving cast members of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. So if you're gonna go that far too,
is Toad dead too?
I said one of. I did not say
One
the
of.
single only.
Oh, I was like, what?
We're
And
saying
where would
the list is low.
Yes, because Danny Wells and Captain Lou Albano and Harvey Atkins are all dead.
That is depressing.
Swing your arms from
People
side to
get
side.
old and die, Lizzie.
I know, but it's still sad.
That is true. It's still sad.
Yep, you can't shake her logic, folks.
They're right.
You've gotten sad when people. You've gotten sad when people died.
I never said dieted for one. I'm an
No,
adult.
but I did.
I never
And I am a
drink
grown
beer.
adult.
This is true.
No, it's one of my
I just
favorite.
don't drink.
No. It's one of my favorite, like, jokes from Moral Oral where it was, I think Putty was like, maybe if you look past your beer goggles once in a while, because he says that to Clay, and Clay is like, I never drink beer. I love Moral Oral. I'm mad that only Australia gets that show's full collection. Fuck you, Australia. I'm coming for you.
They've had it too good for too long.
I mean, that's a lie. They have many
I
things
know.
that are actively dangerous. Maybe having a bunch of physical media releases that we don't get here is like their only respite.
It's their compensation for living so dangerously.
Exactly. It's not easy
they already have to
being
deal with,
Bogan.
I mean, they have to deal with entire. I think it's like an entire season where like birds will just be like, "I'm gonna attack you now."
Oh, what, magpies? Yeah.
Yeah.
Magpies are creatures made from the devil.
Yeah, these birds are just like, hey, you,
Fuck you
Die.
in particular!
Oh, Stuffed Played says, ask Chris, where did you get the Crow T robot? eBay.
Yeah.
Don't go looking, there aren't any more.
Hi, he took them all.
He bought them all.
No, it's like, well, here's
don't
the
ask
Tom. I get one question to myself, and you still find a way to interrupt, Lizzie?
I wasn't the only one.
Continue,
That's
Chris.
your excuse.
Chris,
I
you-
wasn't the only one.
Chris, you have the talking
Well,
stick.
yeah.
Go on.
Yes, the point being, Crow is, as far as the replicas of Mystery Science Theater robots, which is really just him and Tom Servo, Crow is exceedingly rare because the parts he's made of are more difficult to locate, especially since his torso is apparently like a 1970s Tupperware that they don't manufacture anymore. And so it's very hard to find them on eBay, let alone like put together. Sometimes you'll find like people selling the bowling pin or the dish soap, which is where his eyes are. But because he's so rare and because he's so expensive, the guy who made a living making replicas of the robots stopped making Crow because Tom sold better. So he still makes Tom bots, but he doesn't make Crow anymore. And the listing I bought it from, they wanted like $1,000 for Crow. And
Mamma mia.
I have spent a lot of money on things before, but I draw the line at $1,000 when it comes to like, you know, a toy robot. So
It's not a toy,
shot
it's
the-
an action figure.
it's technically neither. It's a fully functioning puppet.
An action
the-
puppet.
Technically, yes. I gave him a lowball offer of $750, which is still like it's a lot of money, but it's still less than $1,000, and to me a bit more justifiable given how rare Crow is, and also because he's my favorite. I've wanted to own the Mystery Science Theater robots since I was in high school,
Nerd.
and now I'm 31.
Now you're
and
in
I own-
ultra. Now you're in ultra high school.
What the hell would Ultra High School be?
I don't know, taxes?
New Game Plus.
Exactly. DLC. You can now
See,
play as Luigi. Like,
New
You
Game
get the season
Plus,
pass.
New Game Plus implies that I can do it over again, and at like 17 again, this shit where I can do it right.
Yes, you get to be Joey from Full House. Not Full House.
It's
Joey
not-
from Friends.
What? No, he's Chandler, for fuck's sake.
It's Chandler? I thought it
Yes,
was Joey.
it's Matthew Perry. Joey is played by Matt LeBlanc.
Okay,
Come on.
they're both Matt. Shut up.
What? Well, I mean, yes, but that.
I'll be here for you.
That's not how it goes.
I'll be there.
No one
You know,
told
over
me
there.
that it's gonna be this way.
Still, my favorite comment on the Solitaire the movie is there's nothing so visceral than Chris screaming "That's not Cheers" when someone is singing the Friends theme.
Well, yeah, when you're like, and sometimes you wanna go. Those are
Yeah,
your days.
because I was referencing
Da-da-da-da.
how they sing that song in Adventure Time,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, if you're gonna be post-apocalyptic, why don't you just do what they did in Adventure Time and sing the Cheers theme? And you're just like, nobody told you. Like,
Life
and it's
was
like,
gonna
that's not
be this
Cheers.
way. That was one of my best
Da-da-da-da.
jokes. Like that and Sean doing the 20th Century Fox thing.
Dun, 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 dun.
Da-da-da-da.
Why do they both involve me somehow?
Because you are good at setting up the bowling
Because
pins, and
you're
we're good at knocking them down.
Screaming and
Doy.
funny.
You are an instrument of perfect comedy.
Exactly.
You
In a
scream,
in a
therefore
Catholic sort of
funny.
way, we're complimenting you, Chris.
In a Catholic sort of way?
sort of way, yes.
Cosmic. I said cosmic, not Catholic.
No, you didn't. That's not what I heard.
What does con-
You know what you
I was
heard
gonna say, what
and
does
what I
Catholicism
said
have
could
to
be
do with
two different
anything?
things.
You know, in a Christian sort of way, yes.
You know, and
I wanna know,
wish Derek
chat,
was here to say
chat,
in a
what did
Christian
she
sort of
say?
way.
Did she say
In a
cosmic or
keyframe sort of
Catholic?
way.
Put it in the chat now.
Text your votes to 1-800.
Ask Chrissy from Roy W. What princess do you like? Princess Toadstool or Princess Peach? Ha! Trick question. They're the
They're
same.
the same bitch.
My answer is Daisy. It's always Daisy.
They always.
I am
Haha.
Daisy.
Yeah.
The right answer is Rosalina.
No.
Yes.
You're both
So-
wrong. It's Zelda.
Shut up, Chris. You know,
Ha ha ha. See,
can't
this is what it's like being your friend.
no, being my friend is a delight.
Chris.
What?
Being my friend means that you always have someone that you can bully for like having too many tabs open, as that happened multiple times last night.
Yes.
Oh please, he doesn't need.
We have-
He doesn't need to just bully you.
We have a tie. We have one Catholic and we have one Cosmic. Come on, people. I see more of you in there. Cosmic or Catholic? What the fuck did she say? Go.
I said cosmic.
Casmic?
I said cosmic.
Cosmic.
I mean, look, I do have an accent. It
I know you do.
So you guys can go back yourself. Did you hear fuck or did you
Catholic
hear
sort of way,
Protestant
yes.
at that point?
I heard Catholic. Casmic says magical dude. Hashtag Casmic Angels.
Casmic.
I heard
A-frame.
Catholic. You're losing here. A lot of people heard Catholic.
I think a lot of people like to hear me be angry. That's what I want to hear. You know what? Everyone who thinks that I said Catholic, give me money towards my birthday fund. You know, that'll
Oh.
prove your point.
She's indoctrinating our children into religion.
Catholic plus Cosmic equals Casmic.
Casmic. That's my religion.
So the religion of Catholic.
The religion of Casmic. We pray to the stars.
put Chrissy alone, you nerds. That's what you sound like to me, Roy.
Is what? Why do they sound like that?
I don't know. This is just what came to my head.
Don't be mean to my fans.
They're not my fans. As far as
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, but they're on my channel, so they're my fans.
Too sorry that I gave him a funny voice. The horror.
Did he think it was funny?
He says, I know and I love it.
Okay, then
So-
make fun of him away.
I will. I'll make fun of every single goddamn one of you.
Roy has consented to your bullying.
In the Catholic Church, we pray to the Egon cutout and says stop playing.
I mean, look,
Welcome.
I'm fine with the. I mean, the Egon cutout right now has just become like a hanger a bit because I was cleaning my office today, so I have things like hanging off of
He's
it.
hung.
Jay, shut the fuck up. I need
Oh,
you.
you heard that? Okay.
I need you to be quiet, like
No.
eternally.
Here's a question for
By my silence.
all of us.
Buy your silence. No, I'm not buying your silence.
You don't deserve the money, Jay.
I mean, he does. I have
For
paid
what?
him before.
For what?
Going through those Ghostbuster reels.
Right. Anyway, here's a proposition, a question for those in here, and of course, obviously people in the chat. Since I now own a prop replica, essentially,
Okay.
and we love movies, we love television. What is a prop, like a screen use prop, or even just a prop replica, if you feel like maybe I'll never come across the real thing that you have to own, like that it is your one desire to own that thing?
That's a good question. I don't want to be the first one to answer.
Why not? Because it's gonna be Ghostbusters.
No, I mean, I'm not ashamed that the thing I want is a Ghostbusters prop. It's more just I am working, so I'd rather have other people answer
Jay?
first so I could focus.
I don't have an answer yet. Pass.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Lizzie?
I'll say mine.
Okay.
I want the dancing toaster from Ghostbusters 2. We did
That's
find
the
that
thing, we
someone
could
did
find
make a
the toaster.
replica. Yeah, it is just an actual toaster.
Like, we found it. We can buy it. It's relatively affordable.
And all you just need is to get some mechanics in it. We saw someone on YouTube do it.
Yeah, suspension, I believe is what it is.
It's the little nubbies that are on the bottom of the toaster. I think they replaced it with a suspension thing that just makes it go me. And you can see the wire in the, because it's a wired thing. You can see it in the movie that it is. So it would be an easy enough thing to get, but I would need someone else to mod it for me because I don't have that much technical know-how.
Stuff Played said Xenomorph. Do you mean like you just want to own the costume of
I mean,
the
that
Xenomorph from Alien?
would be fucking cool. I would own its
that
head.
thing's probably deteriorated. You could technically own the head. Like, there was a DVD box set, I think in like the UK or something, that comes in a replica Xenomorph head. It's really cool. I know a lot
Know
of
what
collectors
I
that own
would
it.
want?
What?
It's not really something specific to a movie, but it is like specific to a certain genre of film where it's like I would love to have either an original puppet or a mock-up of a puppet from like stop motion films, either like Tim Burton or like
Oh,
like
yeah, that would be cool. Like having a Jack Skellington.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna
Oh, okay.
piggyback on that answer. I want the penguin from Wallace and Gromit.
Oh,
See-
that'd be a good one.
Stop motion figures, as I've actually seen in person, because at the Academy Museum they have Wallace and Gromit and some other like stop motion figures. Taking care of those things is difficult because over time they do start to deteriorate. So be prepared for when you own one, you're gonna need to get it.
Toy Story
what's the
2'd
word?
often.
Yes, a refurbished. That's the word. You would need to get
I
that thing
remember
refurbished quite often.
Slap her in the
I
refrigerator.
actually
Go on.
do remember seeing this thing for Nightmare Before Christmas, where somebody was saying that like the puppets were actually made of a material that actually destroys itself over time or goes bad over time.
Well, because it's
really
like
fast too. Like the
yeah, because it's like wax, isn't it?
Something
It's not.
like that.
It's not
I think
plasticine,
it's-
but it's like. because Leica uses a very similar material because it's instead of like Wallace and Gromit where they have like they can squish them, they place different mouth shapes on it, so it's a much more flimsy material.
You know,
Oh.
I'll look this up real quick because I'm curious.
Okay, so if I had to pick a not Ghostbusters prop, I'm gonna go and join the piggyback ride of stop motion things. I want the giant hand from Kubo and the Two Strings, like that giant skeleton prop that they have that broke a world record. I want that. I don't know where I'd put it. In my living room? I'll remove my couch for it. It'd be cool. I'll put my trinkets on it.
It's a cup holder.
It's a cup holder, exactly. It's my new coffee table. What a flexing move. I have a world record model as a cup holder. It's like saying you have the Declaration of Independence as a hand towel.
I already have that.
Okay, Nick.
Let's see what the chats would say. Pulse rifle from Aliens. Couple alien ones. Interesting. The book from the Neverending Story.
That'd be a good prop.
This is an interesting one. Sky wants a Halo gun from the canceled Halo movie, not the TV series.
I like that distinction.
Which, that's the thing. Did it get far enough for them to start making props? Because I don't think it did. That probably doesn't exist.
Maybe there's proof of concept props, like in
Probably. I mean, there's
like
that's
models.
the thing is that there are probably like concept arts of them, but typically they're not going to get to prop building until they're actually like shooting.
Yeah, but I'm saying that there's probably like a model that they made, and then the thing that would have led into making like the prop itself. So there's probably that. I mean, Lord knows that there's proof of concept things that are just around. There's a proof of concept Eduardo figure from Extreme Ghostbusters that got put on eBay today for like $1,500 because they never made Extreme Ghostbusters toys, but they had models of them because they were going to, that I guess went around a toy fair or something. And someone just found it. Those things have been lost for years. I crossed the line at spending $1,500 on my like third favorite character from Extreme Ghostbusters, but it's really cool.
Roy says the poster from Beverly Hills Cop. Do you mean a Beverly Hills Cop poster?
You want the singlet that would be at the cinema?
Because you can get those. Those are not hard to get.
Those are on eBay. Singlet. I mean, obviously the quality is going to be depending on when your film came out. I know that for a fact.
Well, I can't find anything. I remember something that they said, but I gotta find it again.
From what I heard, they did make props, but a bunch of them got cannibalized for another film. Ah.
Really?
I mean, they have reused things, like recycled things from scrap projects for other projects. I wouldn't be surprised if they put them in some kind of other generic, like, spacey movie. I'm thinking of Captain Hero getting a gun, and he has one of the guns from Halo. You're a superhero. You're right. I'm going to get a gun. Don't get a gun. Get a gun. Get a gun.
I hope to Christ that I am in charge of the Drawn Together video for Saber. Because I need to be involved so he doesn't make an ass of himself.
Make an ass of you and me.
Kate, you just reminded me of something I found out today.
What did you find out today, my friend?
You brought up Kunhai, and you reminded me. I've heard Jess Harnell say horrible things, but that also reminded me of something else I learned. because I was watching a bunch of like Disney theme park ride videos earlier while doing stuff,
Uh-huh.
and one of them involved the now defunct Splash Mountain, and they showed a footage of Briar Rabbit, and it only was then when I realized, holy shit, that's actually Jess Harnell.
Oh, yeah. You'll find Jess and Maurice LaMarche on a lot of Disney rides and stuff because they're part of a Disney loop group.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I don't know if they're in the same loop group, but you'll find that they have additional voices in a lot of Disney movies. I mean, we know Maurice played the little rat, the mole thing in Zootopia, but Jess is also additional voices in Zootopia.
I'm just like, I rode that ride so much as a kid, and it never hit me. Wait, that's the funny Warner brother.
Well, now it hits you like a ton of bricks.
Tia writes, heavy breathing, Jess Harnell.
That's the funny Warner brother, as opposed to that other little bastard.
The one with the pants.
That little freak.
That little
What if we
freak.
took
Asshole.
like
What a lovable asshole.
we took some of the whiny Captain Hero lines and we put Cedric over it? How would Tia feel then?
I feel like she would like that. But, oops. Okay. Starting to shape up.
Where mommy at?
Goats are... Oh, I think I saw your mommy go into the bathroom.
Going to the restroom, so it's
which
just
means
you
you
and me now,
Magneto.
Magneto.
That joke would not be funny if the car didn't go back and hit him in the face.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still think it was funny.
I mean, like, it got funnier. To me, one of the best Captain Hero things will be the villain.
I'm gonna
The arch nemesis, whose whole purpose is to make Captain Hero wash his nuts.
I just
Yep.
need to say, anything involving Linkling concerns me.
Why?
Because
Oh,
he
thank
knows
you, thank
damn
you.
well that voice act.
Oh, sorry. Crimson donated $20, so thank you, Crimson. Mwah, mwah.
Oh, thank you, Crimson.
Crimson, if you donate 30 more, you can get a sketchbook of your own. Just saying. Wink, wink. But thank you. Anyways, but yes, what is it about Ling Ling that gets you concerned?
You know damn well they're not actually Japanese, just saying things that vaguely sound like that.
Yeah.
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 I you know, here's a hot trivia thing. None of the Asians in South Park are Asian either.
What?
Well,
I
mean,
know, right?
I will. However, the City Walk guy has a narrative reason for why he's not played by an Asian
but
person.
explain all the Japanese.
Oh yeah, no.
Fuck you, Dolphin and Will.
I mean, at least Trey
Okay.
could actually speak Japanese.
He actually can.
Yeah,
like,
that's what
cannot.
I'm saying. And he actually has on the show.
Well, yes, he's a Japanophile.
I mean, he did that. He actually did speak actual Japanese when doing the Let's Fighting Love song.
Did
Yes.
you know that Samurai Jack is also not played by an Asian?
Anyways, I was gonna say my one of my favorite Captain Hero things is the arch nemesis who. Ooh, I heard another Donatello. Awesome, Crimson, when you can, just send me your, like a reference and stuff, because you did this through Streamlabs and not Ko-Fi, but we can, it's fine. DM me on Discord, because I think you're in my server, and then we can work out the entire thing. So, thank you! Which means that there's 9 slots left, which means I gotta change that text thing up there.
Oh yeah, one thing that John Together definitely has, it's made me appreciate James Arnold Taylor as a voice actor.
Oh yeah, I love, I mean, part of that whole ball thing is just Waldorf's absolute confusion. So that's his whole thing? He makes superheroes wash his balls? No, not superheroes.
Just me.
Just me. What a weird villain.
The
I
thing
like it when
is-
Woldor's quiet because it's just such a
No, I like it. I like it when he's loud.
whee.
It's that shows actually how I learned who James Arnold Taylor was. And
Okay, good.
I say, shows like Drawn Together are a necessity because they are a cathartic part of our lives. Laughing at horrendous shit so that we don't have to deal with them on a regular basis. Think about it.
I'm thinking.
Actually, wait, no, it's not even. It's not even just James Arnold Taylor. It also makes me really appreciate Cree Summer.
Oh, I mean, you should appreciate
Kree was
Cree
always
Summer, like, all the time. Cree is a treasure.
Well, I mean, I always did. I mean, like, I remember watching her or hearing her for the first time in Kids Next Door. Not the best introduction, but the point is.
My
that, like,
first
I grew
time
up
was
listening
Inspector
to her
Gadget.
voice acting. She was in Inspector Gadget.
She was Penny. She was
She's
the original.
Penny.
Yeah, she's the original voice of Penny.
Yep.
Wasn't
I
that one of
remember.
her
Wait, she
first
is?
roles too?
Yes, it was one of her
Pretty
earliest,
early on.
But also, remember, Kree's Canadian. That's why she's in Inspector Gadget, because it was produced in Canada.
Inspector Gadget. Why do so many theme songs work with Peter chuckling them?
I don't know.
Well, that's the end of that string of thought. Anyways,
Yeah.
I mean the
Still hear Waldor screaming.
Yep, Kree was on Tiny Toons as Elmira.
God, the Christopher Reeves joke and
That-
Drawn Together.
I scream laughing. That episode's one of my favorites. And like, what's
It's so
funnier?
good.
What's also
It's so
funny
bad,
is
but
the
it's
commentary
great.
track where they talk about the fights they had with Comedy Central about the joke.
Mm-hmm. It's like South Park did it. They're South Park.
Yeah, because it's like South Park just did an episode where Christopher Reeves became a supervillain.
By eating baby fetuses.
Like, literally all we did, we don't even say Christopher Reeves' name.
We just
We
allude
only
to his accident.
we slightly allude to it because it is a terrible joke.
It is.
But it's funny if you get it.
The funniest part about
And
that
they
joke.
also-
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I'm saying that South Park also got away with another horrible joke where it's like there's this clip my mom saw of like Kitty gets on this ride with a plane and it's called the John Denver experience. And anyone knows what happened? And like
Country roads.
that's really bad. That's really bad knowing in context that
I mean,
like,
especially
he,
since
like,
that's the
rode a
fucking
plane.
that's the Nambla episode too. So that episode's just a whole thing. Oh my ass! Oh my balls! But
Anyway, you were saying?
oh no, I was saying my favorite part about the whole Christopher Reeves joke is when they finally get to, I think it's like the Fortress of Solitude or something, and there's a bunch of stairs. No!
It's not the fortress. It's that they get to like because the premise is that
Captain Hero,
sorry.
because he's a peeping Tom
But-
using X-ray vision, that he basically gives Foxy a tumor that causes her to become a minstrel show.
Yep, she gets a tumor in the part of her brain that is where all your ethnic stereotypes are kept. Which is such a stupid joke.
It's so bad.
It is.
Huh.
It's horrible.
Yeah, and
Horrible.
let me tell you, Spanky Ham is having a great time that entire episode.
To me, I think the most underrated line is because he happens upon a jail cell full of Native American stereotypes. And after laughing at all of the stereotypes, he goes that way and is like, see, that's not funny. Those guys got a raw deal. It's like, oh, so you draw the line at indigenous stereotypes.
Hey, Spanky got standards in like a very small way.
The episode also has an oddly like good message about historical erasure. Because like the whole, spoilers for anyone who gives a shit. The whole thing that's revealed is that when Foxy Love is taken away, she is taken to a center, a jail, whatever you want to call it, like a prison essentially, where all the ethnic stereotype cartoons are kept, where Mickey Mouse intends to erase them all.
Oh yeah, isn't that when Mickey is like in shadow because they were like told
They legally
specifically...
couldn't. And the funniest thing about it, it was so brilliant, was they couldn't call him Mickey Mouse legally. They were afraid of, like, Comedy Central was afraid of getting sued, which again, it's like, South Park has Mickey Mouse. Forget it. So what they did was
the Jonas
brilliant.
Brother episode come out at that point?
I believe it did. It would have been around the same time, I think, right? Wasn't the Jonas Brothers like 2007?
2008, I think. Someone look up the Jonas Brother Purity Ring episode of South Park.
Yeah. But either way, it's still, even if it was after, it would still be like, you guys are a bunch of it. You just had a hate boner for drama.
March 11th, 2009.
2009. And when did Tears of Endearment come out? That's the name of the episode for the record, not to be confused.
Not to be confused with the 80s.
Terms
film.
of, yeah, the terms of endearment.
It's either
movie.
terms or tears. I don't remember if it's even a pun.
Terms.
2006, so it's 3 years before. But I will still say,
I mean, they were also very restrictive on the TV airing specifically of Drawn Together, because their DVD releases are a lot more. Yeah.
fun fact: the episode we're talking about was written by Bill Freiberger, who became a writer and producer of Sonic Boom.
Now I'm imagining the entire Christopher Reeve thing with Knuckles.
But to me, the brilliant thing about getting around the stupid mandate of, like, we can't legally refer to him as Mickey Mouse, even though they had already recorded the dialogue of, characters calling him Mickey Mouse. So what they did was brilliant, is that the first time they say it, it goes in this particular order where Clara says, "Oh my god, it's Mickey Mouse." And the cafeteria says, "I should have known it was you all along, Mickey Mouse." And instead of censoring the word, what they did was, for Clara, they bleeped out Mickey, so it just goes, "It's Bleep Mouse." And then Captain says, "I should have known it was you all along, Mickey Bleep." So you could put together who it is.
That is genius. That
was
really
brilliant.
good.
That's really
They
good.
got around it by going like, well, they didn't say Mickey Mouse. She said Bleep Mouse, and he said Mickey Bleep.
Yeah, I mean,
It's anyone's guess what they're saying.
Yeah, these people are Comedy Central viewers. They can't put two and two together.
Exactly. Nothing but college frat boys watching at this hour. Fun fact, Drawn Together was apparently the #1 show on college campuses.
I wonder why.
They talk about that in the commentary. I have heard those commentaries many times. Which is, again, why I insist that I work on the Drawn Together review that Steven plans to do.
I mean, Saber can't hear you right now, so your begging means nothing.
I'm not begging. I am
demanding.
merely explaining. Shut up.
I'm not begging.
Bullshit says,
I'm
what's Drawn
demanding.
Together? You have Google.
Drawn Together is when you put when you make like different strokes with a pencil or a pen, and then you put them together. Atheists.
Trying to think of what's like the most awful joke they ever did on that show.
I mean, anything with Ling Ling goes into like the top 10.
I don't know. I feel like that's still small potatoes. Look, South Park has done some pretty bad ethnic stereotypes.
And I'm gonna say that's probably in the top 10 of South Park stuff too.
I feel like there's probably something worse than that Drawn Together has done.
I feel like we are not the demographic to determine if it's good, if it's bad or not.
You're not our target audience, asshole.
The shoe sweatshop says duck.
South Park or Drawn Together?
Drawn Together, I think. I mean, that's the show we're talking about.
Evidently, yes, Charlie. I have heard that one of the creators of Drawn Together seems to have some kind of hate boner for Trey Parker, but
So
the
many
problem
boners.
is, I can't think of a better analogy.
I know. I'm just saying that the world is full of boners, hate ones and loving ones.
I don't know. I think Family Guy's shoe sweatshop joke might be worse than anything Drawn Together did.
Can't remember the Family Guy one.
Well, what they did was like the Griffins end up in like Chinatown or something, and Stewie's in a sweatshop. He's like, "Oh, I seem to have sewn this shoe to my fingers. Can I go to the nurse?" And then the Asian is like, replace him! And they just
oh yeah, isn't that the episode where Lois goes on like a shoplifting spree?
Correct.
Yes, because they're in hiding. I hate that I remember that.
I don't.
Yeah, and like the instructor just like replace.
Oh my
him,
God,
and
it's Jackie
woman just
Chan!
bursts
No,
out
I'm
and
not.
it just-
Oh my God, it's Jackie Chan!
Oh my God,
I-
Jackie Chan! Hi, nice to meet a fan of my movies. Oh my God,
it's
Hawk!
It's Malcolm in Middle. I'm a
Not a
girl.
boy.
No,
I'm
you
not a boy.
are!
Yes, you are.
Not a boy, yes you are. Look, don't, you can't poo-poo on Family Guy when me and Jay are around.
Look, I mean,
Half of the conversations in Derek's friend group is Family Guy jokes, like...
I don't think I've ever watched Drawn Together. I thought you were talking about the Drawn to Life video games. No.
The Drawn to Life video games would be a lot more interesting if they have half the plots
Okay.
of the...
Stormcrow says the driving episode with Ling Ling. Now, yes, but oh
that
my
one
God.
is pretty bad.
Yeah, but it's still funny.
Things can
like
be
I
bad
said,
and also funny.
That's why it's funny to me. Is like to me the appeal of Drawn Together has always been it's because it's horrendous.
It's a shock
because-
jock thing, you know?
Yeah, and I'm perpetually in high school where I thought I would watch Drawn Together and be like, oh my God, cringe, but I still was crying laughing, and I'm just like, maybe it's because everything is so like ultra PC that so it's like going home and shedding your skin kind of a thing, where remember people, they're jokes, not statements.
Goat eyes are weird.
Almost every single Captain Band scene that I've seen is like the stuff of gold.
Do you mean Captain Hero?
Yes,
I don't
Captain
fucking
Hero.
know.
It's Captain
We
Hero.
we have watched many of Captain Hero's scenes and calls. He's so
He is the
fucking
best
funny.
character.
He is the best. I mean, he became the main character of the show for a reason.
He did. Season 3, it basically became the Captain Hero show, which a lot of people don't like Season 3, and I get where they're coming from,
However,
but I also don't care.
I'm Captain fucking Hero. I can't feel my fucking
face. The funniest jokes with Captain Hero are in Season 3, and I you're
Oh,
right,
Zed.
gay friend. To the Winnie the Pooh bomb, and he just fucking goes right through the TV.
Oh, Xander, if you trick me like that again, I'll fucking kill you.
That's Season 1.
The one that kills me so much, besides the Magneto joke, is the fucking. It's like, aren't you a superhero? Can't you fly? And then he flies to get the car, and he crashes too.
I can fly. He tries to, I think the hospital's that away.
I really like the one scene. It's like, oh, so you're keeping quiet. Maybe a little neck snapping will fix ya. Still quiet. Maybe a little smooching will fix ya. Oh, and then there's the fucking date episode.
Oh yeah, where it's like,
Like,
I thought
I
it would
can't
go
understand
like
what I'm
this.
doing wrong.
Making out with the waiter, who was an actual winner of a contest. It wasn't
I
just
think she wants us to hit.
that one is okay. That's a bad joke. That one goes on for so long.
Well, it's from a time where saying the R word was very liberal back then, and I don't mean like politically. I'm talking about like people just said it all the fucking time. No one cared.
Okay. What was the anything with the gun episode is really fucking good. Fuck you, duck.
To me, the most underrated joke in that particular episode is when he's like, I took the homo's advice and bought myself a gun, and let me tell you, getting a gun is not as easy as the Jew-run media will lead you to believe. And they cut to him in front of a vending machine full of
At
guns.
Walmart.
And you can very clearly see the door says Walmart, and it cuts right off so that they don't get sued. But it's that very clear, we're saying something. We're trying. When you watch the show, there are like weirdly progressive things in it in retrospect. Like, to me, the top 3 are their stance on gun control, accosting Bill Cosby for his sex crimes, and surprisingly, its portrayal of LGBT. Like, it was actually progressive what they did with the character of Xander. He's also the character who gets the least, like, when like the worst shit happens, he tends to get it the least.
Captain Hero, that wasn't a roofie, that was a Tic Tac.
That was a Tic Tac. You guys gonna fuck me or
Fuck
not?
me or not.
Also, the fact that Xander's actually played by a gay actor, which for some reason back then was unheard of.
Yeah, weren't they gonna get the guy who plays Elfo in Disenchantment?
Yeah,
originally?
Nat Faxon.
I'm glad that they didn't.
I like Nat Faxon.
I like Nat Faxon too. Like, people think I hate him. No, I just don't like Elfo.
I don't think you're supposed to like Elfo.
Are you sure about that?
I'm very sure. I mean, he's supposed to be irritating.
He's like Mordecai levels of simpage too. Like,
well, I mean, yeah.
What's the there, Liz?
Yeah, what? You
I was
fought
gonna
Charlie.
say, like, not even about Disenchantment. I was just gonna say, my 2 favorite characters on Drawn Together are actually Xander and Voldor.
Of course they are.
To the Waldor mobile! Get out of the fucking car! I don't want to die!
Voldor is just so funny.
Awfully
I
hot.
finally remembered the name of Clara's mentally handicapped
No,
cousin.
the one played by Sarah Silverman that quotes movie reviews from.
I Am Sam reviews. Yes, her name is Blair.
Such a specific joke.
Oh.
There is a running gag in that episode I really like, which is the $50 joke with the going out and just buying a bunch of swag, and it's like, oh god. LMAO, that almost made me spit my water out. Wouldn't be now, Magneto.
Her name is Blair, and I love this fan theory that it's possible that her name is actually Blair and she can't say it properly.
Oh no!
Mamma
Makes it
mia.
worse.
I know.
I mean, look, I'm just saying, there are some things from that era, that age, like milk, but milk becomes cheese, I guess. But like,
And you can eat cheese.
because we were watching Crank Yankers the other day. Do you want to explain what Crank Yankers is for the kiddies out there?
Crank Yankers is a Comedy Central show where puppets are used to recreate real prank phone calls performed by comedians like Jimmy Kimmel, Dennis Leary, Adam Carolla, Sarah Silverman, like several. I mean,
Stacked
several
cast of comedians.
A very stacked cast. And
Basically, if you saw a Comedy Central roast back in the day, they were probably on Crank Yankers.
Exactly. It had a standout character who, believe it or not, Crank Yankers did come back not too long ago, and they removed their most popular character because of the times. His name was Special Ed, and the whole joke with Special Ed was that he was mentally handicapped, and he would call people and just say the same thing over and over, and that was the joke.
There's the one that Chris showed me.
Donkey Kong!
He
Yay!
He just kept calling people and shouting Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong!
And some people stayed on the line for way too long after hearing Donkey Kong.
We call
20
those people
times.
saints.
But like, it's so bad. Like, it's one of those laughs where you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
There's so much of that era that is just like, oh no.
Now, what was even funniest about that is me, being my weirdly perceptive self, pointed out things in the background of the scene.
Oh, what was the thing that you pointed
like
out
the
that
name
Chris
of
was
the
like,
game.
how have I not noticed that before?
A couple of things. Prior to like the special ed segment, there was like a something on a sign. I can't remember what it was. And then like in his room, in the special ed room, there was like candy that had a name. I'm not saying it here. But
Oh. Oh, yeah, okay.
Give us a little hint.
I'll type it in the chat.
Donkey Kong.
There you go.
Donkey Kong.
I posted it in
Yeah!
the chat.
Oh, yeah, no! So, guys, imagine if you made the treat, Pop-Tarts, the toaster treat, and made it a slur. That is what was in the background. I mean, good on Crank Yankers for being perceptive of the times, even if it meant removing their most popular character.
I miss him.
Donkey Kong.
Yay!
Yay!
I just remember the other joke. I posted that in chat too.
I mean, so what was the Oh.
That one's worse. That one's just bad.
Yeah. Different time.
Yeah.
Different time. This goat's turning out pretty good. Just I need to wait for the layers to dry a little bit, because that's the one thing with these, because it has a very smooth texture. Like, it does have a texture, like there is dimples and stuff, but it's not like a canvas. So it's a lot of layering and it's just, I have to wait for it to dry so I could put another thing on top, because otherwise I'm just swishing it around. But just to point it closer to the camera. There we look at him go. I have to move the star a little bit. He has like a little like rainbow star on his thing. Personas, man, am I right? But yeah. If you guys want to get one of these, yeah, just go to my Ko-Fi and you can put them. You can put in an order for them. And there's different colors of sketchbooks. There's not just teal and light blue. There's also like white, black, brown, peach, green, all that kind of stuff. And you can get this. It's one of the few times you can get like a traditional art piece from me without going to a convention. And they're nice and small. They are very travel friendly. 'Cause look, they fit in my hand, and I have baby hands. I think it's like 4 inches by 4 inches, which is an average size.
Keep telling yourself that.
I mean, it's no concern to me. I don't have one. I don't know what I would do with one. It just feels like a mess everywhere. Fuck you, ducks.
I think the Drawn Together wiki is full of misinformation.
What, like what?
Dude, did you ever see the Drawn Together Babies episode?
Yes, I have seen, and that is how Foxy became a whore.
They list the character Sid.
Oh, the baby that dies of sudden infant death syndrome?
Yes, hence Sid. They list the voice actor as Lex Lang, which I'm like, no, I'm 90% sure that's James Arnold Taylor. I sincerely doubt Lex was ever on this show because Drawn Together couldn't afford guest stars.
I mean, the only time they occasionally did, I mean, they got Alex Borstein to be Lois.
Most, if not all, this is true.
Were
Most, if
pro
not all,
bono.
a lot of them were either pro bono or a favor from like one of the voice actors asking like, hey, can you come in? Like Billy West, for example, was because one of the actors had, said if they'd like to be on the show for a line or two. Famously, because remember, Drawn Together came out when the biggest show on Comedy Central that wasn't South Park was Mind of Mencia.
Oh, the Carlos Mencia show.
Yeah, believe it or not, that was one of their biggest shows. So, Carlos Mencia is in an episode where he plays the King of Mexico. And according to the commentary, Carlos had called asking if he could be on the show because he was a fan. So, of course, they were like, hey, we're going to have the biggest comedian on Comedy Central right now in our show. That means our ratings will go up a bit.
No.
They did not. And now that's probably the part that really ages poorly is Carlos Mencia playing a Mexican.
Because remember, folks, he's not. He's Honduran.
And German.
He's a
Okay.
Hondurgerman.
I'm
Yes.
German.
German.
Also, everything is okay. I have a puppy.
I'm glad you have a puppy. I'm proud of you. Now put the puppy away.
No, I have her right now. No.
Put it away.
She's
Into-
tiny and full.
Into the garbage disposal.
No.
I'll
Never
kick it.
hurt her.
Kick it over the fence like
One-
a football.
$1 dog versus
You're not going to
$10,000
pet her.
dog.
In the blender.
In the blender. See if it
She-
blends.
Will it blend? That is the question.
Can't help it. She is baby.
Yeah,
Babies can blend.
which me.
Baby soup! It's true. Babies can blend. Anything can blend.
It's a science. It's a scientific fact, actually.
You
I'm
are
sorry.
not putting my puppy in a blender.
Oh, I'm sorry. The babies can blend thing just made me think of the stem cell stuff from Christopher Reeve's episode of South Park. With him, like, just sucking the baby penis. Oh my god, I'm going to hell? Okay.
You better be glad you
Anyone
can't
else
understand
thirsty?
anything because you have puppy brain. No.
Shut up! Shut up! Oh my god. Fucking Naruto, believe it.
Believe
Oh.
Naruto.
Believe
Naruto.
It's okay, Angel. It's okay, Angel. The bad men will hurt you.
She can't hear us. She don't know what's going on.
She can't think.
She can't.
I mean, she is pretty brain. She is pretty head empty.
Were you gonna say brain dead?
I was gonna say brain empty, but you know what? Now I'm thinking about it, they mean the same thing.
Oh
No,
my God.
not Zepeto with the baby G fuel.
the new flavor from Schlatt, Baby G Fuel.
No, baby sups.
It goes with the with the
No.
new titty milk flavor they have.
It's only right now when I realize that. Oh, Momo, is a little Shih Tzu.
Yes, it is a little Shih
She's
Tzu
not
named
really-
Angel.
She's 4 years old, so she's not like puppy, but she's still baby to me. So shut up.
We didn't even say anything at that point.
Be nice. What did we ever do?
Yeah, what did we do? We just told you to, increase
Do you-
increase
Okay,
your
first
supplement.
off, do you want me to actually answer that?
No. Maybe
You can-
yes.
You can answer that. I'm just not gonna listen.
Yeah.
Listen, you guys have constantly made fun of me. You have gaslit me cutely. You have threatened to pup my dog several occasions.
I've never gaslit you ever.
Yeah, what are you talking about? You're just
Oh.
making that up.
Gaslighting's not
hate
real.
you
You
guys.
made it up because you're
Night-
crazy.
Nightmare, nightmare,
I
nightmare.
hate you guys.
You do not.
I don't.
And that's not even gaslighting. I just know that you don't.
I don't.
Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare.
You know, you sometimes forget that dogs have whiskers.
You know, you sometimes forget dogs have brains.
But I
It-
continually forget they have whiskers. Because
They do,
especially
yeah.
with, like someone as fluffy as Angel, they're so hidden, but they do. And it's
This entire
weird.
conversation has
Normally,
become a
whiskers
drawn
are
together
cats.
bit. Oh no. Hate to say it. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, friendos.
wait.
Hello. What? Whoa. What?
Fucking do this! Pulls out multiple guns in multiple hands.
Oh, I'm not afraid to die! Oh, I love that. That is a good one.
Remember, folks, if you have questions, just put #ask and the name of the person or all.
Oh,
That is-
speaking of adult cartoons that I
Yes.
feel like I enjoy more now. I don't know if anyone besides me and Chris have heard of this show. Called Sit Down, Shut Up. So,
That's
I
not
was-
a show. That's an order.
we were watching, well, I was watching a video from Toonrific Tariq, and he was going through all the animation domination shows. And I saw Sit Down, Shut Up. And I found it hilarious because Will Forte's in it, and he just does his Abe Lincoln voice. So it's really funny. But yeah, we watched an episode the other day, and we were like, this is funnier than we remember. And it's apparently based off of
I've never
Australian show.
Yep, an Australian sitcom. And as we pointed out, it is probably the only example of a animated remake of a live-action property. Like, can anyone think of any other, like, you take something that is live-action and then you remake it animated?
Does that Better
No,
Call
because it's
Saul
usually the
animated
other-
show count?
Nope,
way around.
that is a prequel.
You mean like, kind of like how people would just make animated sitcom cartoons of live action movies?
What, like Napoleon Dynamite?
Shit like Napoleon Dynamite.
I had to
Bill and-
stretch
Bill
to
and
remember an
Ted.
example.
Oh yeah, Bill and Ted.
was
They
not a
had that-
sitcom.
Well, no,
Bill and
no,
Ted was a
They
cartoon.
had that,
We're
Well,
saying
I'm not-
shit
I'm
like
not
live
talking
action into cartoons.
What you are describing is adaptation. What I'm
Yeah.
talking is remake.
Okay.
Oh, a
that-
complete remake. I don't fucking
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, but yeah, I
What?
mean, there is multiple examples of live action to cartoon. What were you gonna say, Lizzie?
I was just remembering, didn't Adult Swim once have this pilot for a Scott Pilgrim series?
No, they had a short that they aired to promote the movie. As far as I understand, they didn't have intentions to commission a whole series because that would obviously depend on how the movie performed.
And it did not perform well.
It did not perform well, so
They wanted to do one. Like there was interest, but they weren't. They were like, we're gonna see how the movie does. The short did better than the movie ratings wise. So.
Dude, I love the movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah, no, Scott Pilgrim is
Not
a
my
great
favorite
movie.
of all time.
remember that
Pilgrim-
underperforming does not mean it's bad.
Yeah, trust me, there's a lot of underperforming films that are actually really good. I mean, look at half the films that came out in the past 3 years. A lot of them are underperforming. Unless you're Puss in Boots, Everything Everywhere All at Once, or Avatar. Or apparently Quantumania with the dumbest looking MODOK I've ever seen. Oh my lord. MODOK looks so bad in Quantumania.
Well,
Wait, MODOK is in it?
Quantumania is
Yes,
good.
MODOK
yeah,
is
MODOK's
in
in it. And he's also really stupid looking. He looks just like fucking Mr. Electric. No, that's an insult to Mr. Electric.
It's basically the same effect as Mr. Electric. Honestly, I had to look up the actor because with the face stretched out the way it is, I thought Jason Alexander was playing him. Like MODOK's a goofy looking design, but it
No.
no. I mean, the new phase of Marvel movies are so hit and miss, and I like Paul Rudd, but Ant-Man is just always such a meh series of films.
My mom keeps trying to get me to watch Clueless.
No, Clueless is great. Like, Clueless is something you should watch. Paul Rudd is a great actor. I like the character of Ant-Man, but he's a character that is better when he's a supporting role, not as a lead, you know? Because it's just, what do you do with Ant-Man? But, yeah, so... Point being, MODOK looks goofy as hell. But but
I don't know how you can do MODOK where he isn't.
I feel like there is a way. Any way would have been better than what he looks like in Quantumania. Like, I know that MODOK's a goofy-looking character, but there's like advanced, maximum overdrive goofy with this one. Like, hold on, I'll put it in the chat what he looks like.
Oh no, I see what he looks like.
Yeah, I'm just saying, there's better ways to have rendered him than that.
I mean, I think we're expecting too much out of a system where they have like 2 days to make a visual effect.
Look, I can make my expectations that they shouldn't do that.
I agree with you, but I'm just kind of numb to it. Nothing changes, so.
Hey, I'm not numb. I can still be annoyed. I am not a...
I mean, remember that digital
Those
effect
visual
in,
effect peoples are going through the fucking worst time of their life just so you can call their hard work bad.
Look, I feel bad for them. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
Yeah. You can feel bad for the for the underpaid cook, but if your food sucks, your food sucks.
Yeah.
You may have an explanation, but that doesn't change the quality.
Exactly.
I've never seen Thor: Love and Thunder, but I did keep seeing that image of the floating black head that just looked really bad. I don't even know who it's supposed to be.
Yo mama.
My puppy walks free.
Yo mama.
Boo.
Did you hear that, Chris?
What, the Yo Mama?
Yeah.
Boo, come up with a new joke.
No, don't make me. Don't make me.
Boo,
No,
tomato, tomato.
no,
Soy
nightmare,
tomatoes.
nightmare. If people want to know why I say nightmare, blame our friend Joe. I have gained so many Joeisms from him, and it's not funny at a certain point.
We've all gained Joeisms, man.
It's that, the grow up, go home, and the sure bud. I have gotten exclusively from King Moosh.
My puppy left. I'm sad.
What's a Chrissyism that you've noticed you just, like, infected people with?
I don't know if I've had any besides just people feeling more free to say curse shit.
Joke's on you, I always was.
No, God, what is a Chrissyism that people have? I think I've heard more people say fingies. But I feel like I adopted that from other people.
You're welcome.
Damn it, Lizzie.
Fuck you, chicken strips!
I don't know. But then again, I'm not very perceptive of when I have influence on things. I'm more perceptive when other things have influence on me. Because you live with yourself every day, so you just don't notice things.
But no,
But no, I mean, that is one of mine, but I don't know if other people have started doing that. It just is like, I can list Chrissyisms. I just don't know if other people have gained them.
I hear Chrissy say grippers a lot.
Yeah, grippers and waffle stompers.
I had to physically stop myself from saying, well, you know, people talk about feet a lot because of you.
It is, yeah. I mean, Gerber doesn't help that. I hear Chrissy say grippers a lot. Coffee is coffee. No, coffee is a soup. It is, though! It's a broth! It is! No, shut up! Shut up!
You're objectively wrong about that.
It's not! No! The definition of a soup and a broth is some kind of protein that has been stewed in water and boiled. Coffee is a bean is a protein. It is boiled and made into a liquid. Coffee is a broth, and when you add other things to it, like milk or creamer, that counts as additions to it, which thus makes it a soup. So
I don't
fuck
add
you.
shit to my coffee.
Then you're drinking broth, which some people would quantify as a soup.
Well, they'd be wrong.
I will fight this till the day. I will fight this till the day I die.
Coffee isn't stewed, Chrissy.
It's
can
boiled.
I add something?
Sure. What do you want to
Lizzie,
add?
you don't drink coffee.
Well, I drink coffee sometimes. It's very occasional, and it's usually only if I'm out or I feel like it's like a cold enough day to have it. But no, like my thing is like isn't alphabet soup just hot cereal?
It is. Because it's just a grain, which is pasta.
I'm going off the rails on a crazy train.
No, we're going into the land of truth and fact because y'all have been living under the rock of ignorance.
I am taking no course from someone who unironically says y'all.
Y'all is a word.
Y'all is
No,
a
it's-
word. It's a
No, it's not.
contraction.
I say it on a.
You live in Alabama! Of course you say it!
I lived in Indiana for a lot of my high school years, and also a lot of people in the Northeast use y'all as well because we talk fast. We don't have time for other consonants. I'm sorry, Arizona slowed you down.
Yeah, it's...
But keep up! Keep up! Nightmare, 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 nightmare! I love the fact my
Go
hand...
home.
I like that my hands being the only thing visible is such a terrible thing because it makes me want to talk more with them. Because I already talk with my hands in general. Stereotype is true sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, folks, so if you go on my Twitter, my pinned tweet is the schedule for this week streaming-wise. It's going to be very fun. The next stream is going to be good old... I don't know if you people have heard it, but it's a game called Yomi Hustle. Or, what does it actually... Because they had to change the name slightly to not get
Legally, the name is Your Only Move is Hustle, because Yomi is something different. We're not supposed to talk about that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but yeah, Yomi Hustle. Let's be real here. But I'm gonna be doing that with some friends, including Mikey and Derek and Grace and nobody
Some
else.
friends, and also Jay's there too.
And yeah, and also I have never played the game before. Jay gifted me it because it's like The Ring, where you have to give it to people in 7 days. And I know that my friends are violently good at the game. So this is gonna be fun. Will you be doing modded? What do you mean by that, Voltrex? Modded what? Living? I think Yomi actually have started to add well, I don't know how to do all that stuff. Maybe if they put if Sonic the Hedgehog is in a mod, maybe, I don't know.
For all intents and purposes, assume it's vanilla.
Yeah.
Because all these fancy schmancy mods are for pussies.
Exactly.
Sorry for asking this question again, but before I head out, would you all like to hear a joke before the y'all conspiracy gets chaotic? Well,
Sure, Missy,
yeah,
go ahead.
put it in there.
Yes, Duck, I
Also-
did see the DLC gift. Thank you for gifting me that.
And Devin is asking about sketching. Are we sketching? I don't understand what they want.
Devin.
Soldier. Did you
Ask
say
all, sketching done? I mean, we're doing sketchbooks, but the sketchbook is not done, as you can see. I'm still working on it. So there's the answer there. Why did the student eat their homework? Because the teacher said it would be a piece of cake. Okay.
Ha ha.
Okay, Missy. Thank you. Thank you. Missy Mama, everyone! Woo! Yeah!
Well,
That's live from New York. It's Saturday night.
Oh wait.
Featuring
I don't think that's a song.
Lapras
No,
and
Lapras
Lapras and
and
Keenan
Lapras.
Thompson.
I remember the white. Did anyone ever see Whitest Kids You Know?
I've heard of it.
Oh, that might be another show that if I watch, I'm sure there's like horrible stuff in it, but like The Grapist comes to mind. It's like it's really.
Oh
terrible.
no! Oh, the Grapist came from Whitest Kids You Know.
Yeah, that's Whitest Kids You Know. The Grapist. That's what he does. He's the Grapist. The Grapist. But in all fairness, the reason that bit's so funny is because the man being pitched the commercial is horrified by the premise. They also had that great one, a similar one, where it was the guy pitching sitcoms that are all incredibly racist, and the executive is understandably annoyed by all of them.
Mm-hmm.
What? What? It's a fish out of water story. Yes, but it's only a fish out of water story if it's the other way around.
Yeah. Edward James, what is this custom sketchbook thing, and what would I order? So basically, you pick the color of sketchbook. There's an example, like the thumbnail to this stream has like a finished example that I did of Audie from Animal Crossing, which our friend Colin loved, where you can get your persona, your OC, a character you like on the cover, and I hand paint it and all that, and you know, I draw my logo and all that, and I mail it to you. Or if you're going to BabsCon in San Francisco, I waive the shipping fee, because I'll just bring it to you and be like, here you go. There, here's your liver back. So yeah, just order them on Ko-Fi, because it's in the description, and there's 9 slots left. So if you want to get one, it's there. It's you can get it there. And it has all the commission instructions, blah, 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 info dump, nightmare. You guys entertain the chat for a bit. I have to use the restroom.
The moment she actually gets a question, okay.
Wait, did I get another question? ASCII, now that you were able to get to Italy last year, what country would you like to see next? Everyone else in the call can answer too. I mean, I'm going back to Italy this year because I'm a guest at a convention in Milan. Humble flex. Probably like maybe Spain. Or I mean, the obvious one is Japan. Everyone wants to go to Japan, but like, I really do want to just tour around Europe. There's so many beautiful things in Europe. Or like somewhere in like Central America or South America, because there's a lot of beautiful stuff there. So yeah, that's the answers there. Now I will go to the restroom.
I mean, since they said other people can answer, yes, Japan for me, definitely this year. I plan to celebrate the release of my book this year by going to Japan as a vacation. So we'll see how that goes.
You can hand it to the real-life Lupin.
What does that entail? Like the actor who plays Lupin?
If that's how you want to interpret it, sure.
I do intend to go to Hokkaido to see, like, the Monkey Punch Museum, so you're on the right track. What about you, Lizzie?
I'm sorry, I generally zoned out for a second. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
That's
Country you
the
want to
question.
go to.
Yeah.
I honestly have no idea. Yeah, I generally have no idea. Like, maybe, like, parts of the UK, maybe Japan. I don't know.
I'm back.
She's too comfortable here.
I mean,
No,
we are
not even that.
we are delightful.
No, we're talking about countries that you want to go to, and I'm just like, I've never, like, I've always wanted to I've always thought about going to places, but I've never actually thought like where I want to go to the most.
Yeah, just so, like, no particular order, I guess. Alright. We got a half hour
Yeah,
left
'cause
of the
like,
stream. We're
I
making
guess,
good
like,
progress on these.
I guess like Japan would be one.
I mean, Japan
I
is, like, a
would
lot of
definitely
people's
be
number one. Tony Oliver did the original English version of... That's not true!
Oh, no, 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 no.
I mean,
Someone here did not do their studying.
I mean, Chris,
Hi, Roy.
I mean, Chris, correct me. Weren't there, like, 3 voice actors before Tony?
Yes, technically. The very first person to ever play Lupin in English was, allegedly, I still have to prove that it was him, but allegedly, a American actor living in Japan named Tom Clark. He dubbed Mr. Yamamo in the late 70s, which was only distributed on
Like, for
Japanese
airlines.
airlines for international travel. Yes, because that was a whole industry, was making English dubs of Japanese films specifically.
Yeah, and they had,
for
like,
international
entirely
travel.
different names, wasn't it? Like...
Yep. Well, he was still Lupin, which they
Well, yeah, but
pronounced...
the other characters were, like,
Yeah, everyone else was given
Americanized
Americanized names. So when people give 4Kids shit, Japan was doing it as early as the 70s, so fuck you. But yeah,
was that
like, Jigen
also
was
the-
Dan Dunn. Fujiko was Margot.
Goemon was just the samurai.
Just Samurai, and it was Detective Ed Scott instead of Inspector Zenigata.
Ed Scott!
Ed Scott! It's supposed to be
That sounds
American
like-
sounding name.
That sounds like if Zenigata had to go undercover in America.
Yes.
And it's just like, he had to think of that off the top of his head. Like, Scott! Ed Scott!
Yeah, and then obviously after him, it was Bob, who was the first person to play it officially in
And
America.
then David?
Nope. It was Robin Dale Robertson after him. David
Oh, yeah.
didn't play in that until the 2000s, early 2000s.
I forgot
think-
when that particular dub of Cagliostro
If I remember
happened.
correctly, the chronology goes like this. It goes Tom Clark, but if we are excluding him and speaking strictly in America by Americans or whatever, it's Bob, then it's Robin, then it's David. I believe it's Sonny and then Tony. I don't remember because the Funimation dubs and the Part 2 dub came out the same year. I don't remember which one came. Like, I don't know who got released first, especially since theoretically the Funimation dubs would have been dubbed like a year or two before they got released.
They were like separate entities.
Exactly. They just were, two different studios, 2 different locations, 2 different agreements, and also vastly different pronunciations of names. But to me, it might even be a tie. For all we know, like Tony and Sonny came out like at the same time, because there was like discourse on forums back in the day over who was doing better dubs of Lupin. Because there always is.
I mean, it's like the debates of like who's the best Bond and all that stuff. That's always going to happen when you have a legacy character that has multiple actors with multiple interpretations.
Who was the best Star Trek captain, Kirk or Picard? Who was the best Misty host, Joel or Mike? The answers are Picard and Mike.
Joik.
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 That was actually a joke in the show.
But, yeah, wasn't the airline Mamo the one where where Goemon's actor sounded weirdly like Harold Ramis?
You sound like Harold Ramis, yes.
It's like, I am not shitting you. Like, because Chris was like, hey, Chrissy, I want you to listen to this Goemon. And it's like, okay, what? That's Harold. It's like, well, it's not. But, like, it was scarily close. And it's just like, first of
A
all,
little too close for comfort.
who picked that voice for
Hence
Goemon?
why I am Dr. Egon Ishikawa the 13th in this chat.
Also,
Goemon, you stud.
That's
Goemon,
Robin.
you
Yeah,
stud.
that's the same one where the Jigen is just mumbling and sounds like a kid trying to be an adult.
Yeah, that it's a very interesting dub.
It is. It's a fascinating piece of its time.
It's
The
it is.
Lupin in it isn't terrible. The
Oh,
guy who
yeah.
plays Lupin isn't
Don't talk,
terrible.
stupid.
It's not
Look,
awful.
they-
but, like,
The thing
it's
is,
of its time.
they're Americans being given a script that's, very roughly translated. They're being directed by an American, granted, but there most definitely are Japanese people.
Essentially, Google Translate script before Google Translate existed.
Yeah. It's probably, as I understand, it's a very literal translation.
Yeah, people don't understand that, like, with some things, it is very hard, if not impossible, to do a true one-for-one, because it's not even the cadence and all that stuff. There's just simply vocal, like, colloquialisms and stuff that you can't one-for-one from Japanese to English.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
I mean, that happens often when you take any non-Latin based language and try to put it into English. Like, it's actually very hard to do a one-for-one German to English, because Germans just have words that mean whole phrases.
Well,
Talk about a literal language, you know?
well, to answer your question, Roy, unfortunately for me, my favorites are kind of spread out. I have favorites. I've loved everyone, and I have been fortunate enough to been able to speak to every living actor who's ever played Lupin specifically for the book. But my favorite Lupin is definitely Sonny. Sonny Straight's my favorite Lupin. Tony is great. I love him, and he's doing incredible work, especially when he gets to be a little more dramatic.
Like
But
part 6.
Sonny,
He does so good
Sonny
at the
just
end of part 6.
he really does. He and I feel most bad for Kurita-san, who's the Japanese actor, because in so many interviews he's so like Frank Welker levels of cripplingly humble, where he's just like, "Oh, I'm not an actor," and I'm just like, "Yes, you are."
You are, like, you voice one of the Japanese characters with the biggest legacy in
That's the thing, is that
media.
he doesn't view it as acting. He seems to only see it as like he's carrying a legacy, which is it's noble and everything, but it's like, dude, give yourself some credit. Like, your performance in part six sucked, but like your performance was not the thing that sucked.
Okay, only half of part 6 sucked.
Yes.
Once we
But,
got
like,
past the Sherlock shit, it actually became really fucking
The Sherlock arc needed to be a
good.
special.
A special. We've talked
it-
about this.
Yeah. She's so annoyed. We talked about this. Ah.
No. I'm stating that I have a conspiracy.
We'll talk
theory.
about this later.
We'll talk about this later. No, I have a conspiracy. Follow me here, guys.
Okay.
Chrissy conspiracy time. I have a big feeling that the Sherlock arc of part 6 was supposed to be a special, but because specials are kind of being phased out in the Lupinverse, they just made it the beginning of part 6, because the beginning of part 6 and the end of part 6 are fucking night and day.
They absolutely are. It's why
Because
I kind of
the
say.
ending of part 6 is actually good.
Well, yes. I still have issues with it, but it's infinitely better than the start. And I even say it's like, if you have to watch part 6, honestly, you could probably just start with the second arc.
But my other
because-
inkling of why why like it had to be it was probably conceived as a special is because there's just when you get down to it, there's not a lot of content in the arc, because they put like 4 filler episodes in between each Sherlock episode.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you actually like do the math of how much Sherlock shit is in there, it feels like it was supposed to be a special that would have some canon repercussions, because they do reference some Sherlock stuff at the very end. I'm trying to be vague for spoiler's sake, but like, if you know, you know.
Yes.
But it's still just a thing of like, it just doesn't. It's so garish, and it really shouldn't, because it's not the first time that Lupin has encountered well, maybe the first time he's encountered Sherlock. I know Schmurlock is still on the table.
I want to continue with Roy's question and be like, I'm gonna go to each and every single one of you. Name the Lupin character, and you have to say your favorite actor who's played them.
Like your favorite Lupin character, favorite actor for that character.
Yes, so example, Lupin, Sonny Strait for me. That's my favorite. So, Chrissy, your favorite Lupin.
My favorite Lupin's gonna be Tony.
There
Tony
you go.
or
Keith.
Keith. Yes, because I mean I love the entire Koike line of things, minus the Fujiko.
Keith very much appreciates that he's known in the fandom as Sexy Lupin, so...
Yeah, I mean, Jay is the one with the least Lupin out of all of us, so...
This is true. My favorite
That is
thing
very
when I was playing the Keith interview where I told him, I broke the ice and told him about, Sexy Lupin, he's going like, I didn't intend to play him sexy. And then he started to explain, but the way he explained it, he's like, I guess compared to the original, and women probably don't like a guy who's kind of, grabby. And Chrissy's just like, says you? Just like, you really simp Tony Lupin.
I am garbage and I am free. Don't look. I am not. If there's one character on my simp list that I am full garbage for, and I won't say anything in objecting, it's Lupin. the monkey man can get it.
Well, yeah.
But okay, Lizzie. I mean,
Yep.
your favorite loop.
Yeah, your favorite loop.
I told you this. It's either well, honestly, it's either Keith or Bob Bergen.
Bob is a good one. I do
Bob
like
is a
Bob.
good
More specifically, Bob Bergen. I do like Bob's interpretation,
Bob is
especially
fun.
in one of the dubs with Momo.
Yeah. I mean, I like him in the Momo one because I feel like a lot of people tend to pin him as the
happy one.
the good boy one, because that was during the Miyazaki time. But the Momo one proves he can be as raunchy as the rest of them.
Yep.
But
And Jay.
I mean, I assume Jay's going to be Tony because he's probably only seen like the first and clips of part 2.
It's a valid
Deal.
answer.
I've seen episodes up to probably episode 18 of part 2, so I'm very familiar with that dub. And then Castle of Cagliostro.
As you should.
Which would be Bob.
Whatever dub it was on Netflix, so.
Yeah,
Alright.
So the Bob one, because I don't think that is the Hater one on Netflix too.
No. Only
Okay,
the Bob one was on
So
Netflix.
Bob and Tony. Okay.
Anyway, Tony.
Yeah, look. Tony Oliver's great. I love Tony Oliver.
Tony is great. And I've spoken to him.
Okay,
He's
here's the
sweet
question:
as-
Is there anyone who doesn't have Richard Epcart as their favorite Jigen?
Nope.
Exactly. Richard
If
Epcart.
there,
Same with,
if
Richard
there
Epcart is
is,
a fucking goat.
step into a jail cell.
Yeah, Richard Epcart's a goat.
Same with same with slaying as Goemon.
I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
anyone would pick anyone besides Lex for Goemon.
Yeah, like Lex and Richard are the most consistently great picks for them.
Those two own those roles as far as I'm concerned.
And Richard Epcart.
and there's
guess the
Tia
most
coming out of
important-
her fucking silence to just say, nope, Richard Epcar is goated.
I mean, Richard Epcart in general is go. Who
Well,
else can?
yes.
Who else can play Jigen? A fucking Joe Star and the Emperor of Rome.
And the Joker.
Okay.
And
the Joker, baby.
He's the Joker,
and the Joker,
baby.
baby.
Okay, now the most important question.
You know, I was- No, Lizzie, you just completely skipped over Fujiko.
Well,
Stupid.
Fujiko's hard. Fujiko has had
yeah.
so
For me,
many
it's not.
people.
It's not.
For me, it's Christina
gonna go
V, but Michelle Ruff
Christina
comes
V.
really close.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Christina V too.
I'm Camp Michelle. Michelle Ruff is a goddess. No,
She is.
Michelle.
She is a queen. I will not deny that. But
I do think Christina V is a great modern Fujiko. Like, I think with the times that the content that Christina has voiced her fits well. But that's kind of the same thing with Keith. Like, I can't imagine Michelle and Tony in the content where Keith and Christina are doing Fujiko and Lupin. So, like, you know, it's a...
yes, Bobobo too, Tia.
Oh yeah, Bobo. The Stan that got his own show. But like, but yeah, Zenigata. That one's a little bit harder because I love Doug. Doug is a cool person, but Part 2 Zenny is just iconic.
Dan Lorget for me. Like,
I love
Doug's
Dan
cool,
Lorget.
but Dan.
Oh, Danny boy.
I'm
gonna.
Philip Wilburn comes
for
second,
me,
honestly.
For me, yeah, for
Yes.
me, it's a tie between Dan Lorget and Philip Warburn.
Wilburn.
I'm going to have to say either.
Warburn, whatever.
It's a tie between
Warburton.
Dan, but Lupin.
Oh, Lupin.
But yeah, it's probably a tie
Well, I
between
tried.
Dan and Doug because those two, they're different flavors, but they have they invoke the same energy of like manically determined.
I also have mad respect for Doug because when I interviewed him and we talked about, you know, because he took over the voice after Dan had, as far as everyone else believes, retired. He is not retired. But that
Went on family leave. Let's put it like that.
yes, he went on a family leave, and Doug talked about how when he was dubbing Part 1, it felt weird because it was like, this should be Dan doing this, like, not me. Because, yeah, it does make sense when, within the context of the Japanese voices, they changed voices because Goro Naya had retired and Koichi Yamadera had stepped in to take over, who has a much deeper voice than Goro did.
Yeah.
So it made sense to get a Zenigata that, you know, is a little deeper, or at the very least, just a different flavor than, you know, you know. So you have to get someone who's a little deeper than that.
Well, you know, actually, I'm gonna do an out-of-pocket choice for
Okay.
Zenigata. Like, honorable mention, I still love Dan and Doug. I really like Richard's Zenigata that he does for the Koike stuff. It's a very different Zenigata, but he does a good job.
I mean, it's just Richard.
Yeah, but it fits really well.
He's acting well. Like, I won't knock that.
But
his
it's
performance is great.
It's a different performance than Jigen.
Yeah, but I can never get used to it because, like, it just sounds like Jigen. Like, if it weren't for the fact that he continued to play Jigen afterward, maybe. But
I don't know. I really like Richard's Zenigata.
Wait, Chris, don't you mean Jigen?
no. What are you talking about?
But no, in the Funimation dubs, it's the
They
Jigen.
by the time he was in it, they got it correct. And I've spoken to Christopher
know,
Sabat, and he
it's just
regrets
funny.
that very much.
Go Amon, you stud.
Goemon, you stud.
I love
Be
that
sure
dub.
to anyone who unironically appreciates Robindale Robertson's Lupin from the Fuma Conspiracy, let him know. He would love to hear that. I'm not even being
He's a good boy.
He is. He's a very sweet man. I talk to him on Facebook every once in a while because he's old and of course he's on Facebook. So,
And
but
to be real, we wouldn't have the interpretations of Lupin we have now if it wasn't for his performance. His
That's
his
what I
is
say in
very
the book.
when you watch his performances, it's very much the groundwork for how especially Sonny and Tony do their performance.
He walked so that Sonny and Tony could run, and he even broke it down in the interview we talked about, where it's like, well, he's not a very suave guy. You know, he's kind of he's a wise guy. He's like, yeah, but you were also the first person to ever interpret it that way.
Yeah.
Like everyone else, not to knock Bob Bergen, he was great and everything, but he didn't play the wiseassery enough. At least, granted, he was also in a film where it's kind of a moot point.
Where it's like discouraged to a
a-
point.
We have a question.
Oh.
Yes. Have we all played Pizza
Um,
Tower yet? No, but I've heard of it.
I need to play it. I know that Jay has played it.
Hey, don't worry, random chat person. I'm here. I'm the only one with good taste here.
We all like pizza.
And towers.
I like pizza.
But
But
what's
do
your
you
opinion
like
on
towers?
What about the Leaning Tower of Pizza?
I'm afraid of. I am afraid of height.
Oh, then okay, you're not based. Go into the cringe zone. Away with you.
Okay, bye. Oh.
I'm sorry. I hope you're okay. But there was just something about like it sounded like there was a cracking noise, like you jumped into the cringe zone and just hurt yourself.
Yeah, no, like I have a gas bubble and it's like,
Ugh, nasty.
like not even gas, but just like a feeling stuck in the back of my throat, and it's just bothering me. Like, go away.
I cook at the pizza.
A cook at a pizza.
I cook at the pizza.
Yes.
Oh, is that iconic character the chef from Pokemon Fenlock?
Yes, the chef. Yes.
I don't know why. I was just reminded of that one. I'm just reminded of that one cartoon that Saber Spark reviewed. That Canadian show about an Italian family.
Oh, forget about
Forget
it.
about it.
Forget about it.
I edited that video.
I was reminded of the played a lot.
What is this like Sonic ass Wario ass fucking game?
What, Pizza Tower?
It's the
It's-
Pizza Tower.
It's like, do you like Doobus Scoobus? Do you like pizza?
It's very.
He's
very
making a
expressive
cartoon on
animation.
that right now.
Of course, he is.
I'm.
What?
I will
it's
say
very
there is
wetness?
there's one character in Pizza Tower that it's like,
Would you?
Indian cheese. If you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Forget
What do you-
about it.
Do you simp
But no,
the
I
Indian
remember
cheese?
for Chris.
No.
Apparently-
No. It's, I mean, like, you know, that's, like, you know, not kosher.
Oh!
Problematic.
I'm just sitting here thinking like, are you gonna fuck the mozzarella?
No, I'm not gonna fuck the mozzarella.
Oh, it
It's
turns
just-
into an axe.
It's also the fact that it does the, you know, the woo 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 battle cry that's like indigenous people do not like as their stereotype.
Technically, it's just doing a rain dance.
Me and Derek were talking about it last night, so it's just fresh in my mind. Like fresh mozzarella. But no, I have not met anyone who wants to fuck Pizza Tower characters yet.
That is untrue. Have you seen Alfred's fucking Twitter?
No, I haven't. Is he simping over Pizza Tower characters?
He
Probably the main
he
guy.
made a tweet with the main character and the word wood.
Of course he did.
Oh, Alfred.
Alfred.
That's our
Alfred.
Alfred, our Zenny goddess simping Grunkle Stan loving man.
Ask all favorite Bluey episode of season 3 if you have seen season 3. Ooh. Theirs is Unicles.
I can't determine that. I don't know them by season. I just put on episodes, or they play on TikTok.
I don't watch your children's cartoons.
You're a fucking loser.
I'm an adult.
I watch Naruto.
I watch Naruto.
I watch Naruto in a Discord call at like 1 a.m.
I watch Naruto and I see all the fucking adult women that go.
Wow.
Mistake to paint when people are talking. Probably like, I mean, any episode with Bandit, which is most of them. the Ragdoll episode, that one's one of my favorites. So, but that's not season 3, I think that's season 2. But who cares? It's Bluey. Everything is one season of life. Man, I keep getting ads. I know who's this other person tagging me in things.
If you don't like it, then don't buy it.
What?
Granny Mobile is a good episode.
Ow! Oh yeah, I mean, our friend Gerber wants to kick the shit out of Muffin.
Wow.
I hate that color.
Ragdoll is season
They
3.
paint it.
Oh, well, there you go.
There's your favorite episode.
You paint it.
You.
No, you paint it.
Yeah,
But-
I think Unicorse might be my favorite season 3 episode.
I mean, everyone likes Unicorse.
Tia says whale watching because, of course, she knows every episode from every season.
There is
Unicorse, what's your favorite food?
children.
Children. Oh.
I saw someone do the Family Guy meme, you know, when they're all about to drown, and they were like, well, before we die, I feel like I have to confess something. I did not care for Unicorse. It insists upon itself.
Your random knowledge of Family Guy is both impressive and concerning.
It's not, I mean, it's not a random knowledge thing, it's I saw it on Twitter thing. I did not care for The Godfather.
This guy says, this has been Talk About Media. Sky hasn't watched night. I guess I should actually watch TV shows sometimes. You haven't seen Bluey?
Maybe people don't watch shows for children.
Oh, maybe they should start.
I
Tia
mean-
says, anyone who doesn't like Muffin will face her wrath by her own 2 paws.
By my own bare hands.
Coconuts have water in them.
Here's the thing, I feel like a lot of
I
people
relate
don't
to
like
that
Muffin
on a
because they
spiritual
were
level.
Muffin.
Oh, they see themselves in Muffin.
Self-loathing.
Roy says, fun fact, I am the oldest fan of Christie's work, so I know some of the topics here tonight and know some new stuff, so now you could say I'm a nerd. You were already a nerd. Nerd!
How are you? How old are you? Dox your age. You can't just say that.
They phrased it as a question, but it's not an actual question. You fucking failed. Leave.
Tia says, I am Muffin. I have her anger issues.
And your sleeping problems. You didn't go down for a sleep.
Yep.
Hey, who is that? I can't think of her name. Who is the hippie-looking dog?
Oh,
Calypso.
no,
no,
Calypso's
no,
the,
no,
no,
the-
Calypso's the one that can't eat like most sugary things because their parents are dicks.
Oh, yeah. Tia, answer the question. Who's the hippie child? Puppy.
The child
Yeah.
of the hippie.
What? Who's the hippie dog? I thought Calypso because...
The one that was in the
I
early
assume.
baby episode because they're preemies. Indy.
Indy.
Would
I
you
feel
believe?
like I'm
Would you
Indy.
believe that I'm 43, but sometimes act like I'm 21? Well, you see, Roy, if we count my friend Dusty as a fan of mine, he beats you because he's like 60.
Ah.
What?
Well, Dusty Cat's old, man. Dusty Cat's like was like
I'm sorry, he's how old?
he's nearing his 60s, I think. Like, remember the guy was in college with the person who founded Anthrocon. Like, and Anthrocon's been around for a long time. You
Jesus
didn't.
Christ, my guy, go to a home already.
No, the dude's
off
awesome.
me.
The dude's awesome. All he does is like fix. His job is that he makes and fix motorcycles.
Yeah. And as a hobby, he makes guitars out of lunchboxes.
Old
Or-
people
or-
are full of wisdom
piece
and
of
knowledge, like Chris.
I know. I love Dusty Cat. He's a goat.
Hey.
Chris,
Yeah.
one day you could be a Dusty Cat.
I don't know how I'm supposed to take that exactly.
Dusty Cat's like one of the coolest people I know. It's a compliment.
He is
You can
cool.
be a dusty cat. Listen, it's simple. Just be old and happy.
The old and the
Thanks.
furry. I think
It's
he's
not
55
impossible,
because I
Chris.
remember
You
him
can-
being
you
50.
can be
Still,
happy.
that's nearing your 60s. You're half a decade away from being in your 60s, Magical. Close enough.
Tia says, Dusty Cat is amazing. I need to re-meet him.
Yes, he's great.
He's a hugger.
Okay. Oh my god. I have to
Hey,
shrink
actually,
doing
I'm
these.
either now that I'm thinking about it, I'm either Indy or the little Dalmatian Chloe.
Alright, so I think we are nearing on 2 hours. I want to take breaks. And we made a lot of progress. I mean, he's actually shaping up. So, I'll probably work more on him during, like, unscheduled art streams and off-screen. But yeah, if you guys want to get stuff like this, check the Ko-Fi, and get yourself a slot and all that, so that can exist. And, thank you for joining tonight. It was a lot of vibes. And, join us Thursday for Yomi Hustle with a bunch of my friends.
And Jay.
And Jay. Especially Jay. Alright, everyone. You guys all have a good night.